Okay, lost deals. When a deal is lost, meaning they are no longer interested for whatever reason, you are given the following options. Number one, they're looking for a rental. Number two, they're not qualified. They went with another agent, went dark over 30 days, or other. So what you do in that case is, if you have this open, you just mark it as lost. And then you pull down the reason.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when you do that, you're going to be happier with your life if you delete all their activities at the same time.
Okay. Good to know. Tendency not to do that.
I'm going to just make a note for you guys too. Delete activities for lost deals. One deals, be sure to mark them as one. Now, you will not have to mark them as one. As soon as you click that the offer was accepted, it will automatically mark it as one and move on. So Sheila, when you mark it as one, that's really the piece of it. So you won't really have to do anything else. And installed, like I mentioned, it's just for you. You can use it however you want to. Weekly, I suggest you check for duplicates. When you go to this worksheet, there's a link directly to that.
I think she can hear us.
Yeah, I can. I just was quiet. The other thing too is when I have a lot of things open, it slows down Zoom. Like that's just part of it. So I think that's a lot of what we're dealing with right now, because this takes the pipe drive and then the big heavy worksheets. I think it's just kind of slowing it down. So here you can merge people, organizations. Usually you don't deal with too much, but it's so easy. Like it's literally, I did one already. You pick two, you pick which one you want. It's easy. So if you have any trouble, just holler, but I don't think you will. It'll be easy. Zillow quality, that's the spreadsheet I showed you. I suggest you look at it weekly or monthly. You can change it to monthly if you want. I just like it when I invest a lot in something to get leads. I like to make sure that, number one, I'm doing everything I can with them, and number two, the quality of the leads are still up to par, which I'm sure they are. But if someone comes and asks you about your business, Sheila, you always want to be able to answer these questions. So anyway, so that's a direct link to it. So you can just use this as your to-do list. You can even just Zoe, copy and paste that into your calendar and make it really easy.
Yeah.
And then this, let's see. I don't know why this is up here. Okay. And then monthly pipe. Oh, that was monthly. Okay, so pipe drive reporting and Zillow. Pipe drive reporting, Zoe, if you want to look into that, it's pretty cool and very easy, and it has colors and charts and graphs. So that's pretty cool. Back to weekly, since I skipped down that. Again, if you want to check reporting weekly, go through deals, goals, a brief overview of activities to make sure contact info is up to date. Zoe, weekly, add activities for meetings and or calls that may not have been added. So maybe look at Sheila's appointment calendar and make sure that any meetings that are on there add as activities. Because what happens is as you start reporting, Sheila, you're going to be like, wow, what I'm doing is actually making a difference. Like looking at the reports is just really validating. I just highly recommend it. Especially when you do look at, what was that?
So I have a question, which is probably silly. So when the deal closes, how can I then, where could we document to ask Zillow to do a review and copy the link? Things like that, if I could do it all in Pipe Drive, right?
Well, I mean, reviews is a whole different thing, but what I would do is, because Zillow has a review requester and you want it through Zillow, right? Like, isn't that ideal?
Well, really, I just copy the link through Zillow.
Is there a different link every time?
Nope.
Okay.
Same.
So what I would say is, Zoe, when you're learning how to do automation, that would actually be part of your, I don't want to close that. Let me see. So when you go into deals, as soon as the offer is accepted, they go into buyer and contract. What I would recommend is that you can literally use what I've done and use it as a template of like, okay, so once the offer's made, these are the things we need to do. As soon as it's accepted, and they have real estate agent templates in, like, when you look for my automations, they're all in what I created, but they have templates that you can use. And so closed after the sale, I wouldn't win the deal until after, you can create an email template that's BC, buyer in contract, and have it BC review request, and then have something where it's like, check a week later, did they send it? And then if they didn't, what I'll a lot of times do is copy the whole email and like tab it in and go RE, like it's a forward, like, oh, did you get this email? But just kind of set those triggers up as part of this buyer in contract thing. And you can put it right in the template. So when you go to the mail and you do your manage templates, you can either, this is actually how I always do it, but you can just add a new template and then you just name it, BC, that's how you do it. So.
And then there's templates for buyers and sellers, right? Or we're just doing strictly buyers right now?
All of your automations are for buyer prospects.
But we could add seller and pipe.
Correct.
Do it in.
But your contacts are in there, and the pipelines are in there, so you can add them and visually look at them. But if you want all these templates and things like that, you just add them as you go, and then go like, oh, I want to make sure that as soon as this happens, we send this email out, and you can add it to. So there's, the contacts are still in there even though they're sellers. It's just a matter of how do you organize it in that pipeline.
Okay, and that might be kind of interesting to be able to add the templates later.
Yeah,
work which we'll do that. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly, and to look at the boilerplate templates that they have for the automations. They might be able to do exactly what you need. So. Okay, so any activity with the word delete and it will be deleted. Oh, so if you just want to change the name of the activities, I forgot I did that. That's new. Like I did like 10 new things that I'd never done. I was like, this is so awesome. So it was like art to me. But so literally when you're going through and cleaning it up, you can just like change the title to delete and it'll just automatically delete the activity. You don't have to, it saves a bunch of clicks. And then don't change the title of any of the automated activities. Some of the emails promise a list of properties, so coordinate with each other. Maybe either Sheila can send those emails. Again, if you have two members in there, you can always assign it to Sheila. But Zoe, having assisted agents for a long time, I recommend that if you assign it to Sheila, just do a follow-up the next day and make sure it got sent. I mean, because, you have phone calls, Sheila, so it's not any I don't mean anything disparaging against you. My assistant has to do the same thing, if that makes you feel better. Okay, so always feel free to update the dates and add notes. So again, that goes to like, what if something happens in the middle of the process that is not formatted? Like, what if they actually contact us? Just change the date. And then I just don't recommend changing the title. If you want to add to the end of the title, it will not affect the automation. If you add to the beginning of the title, it could affect the automation. So like if there's an info call and then they called again and you're like, well, I want to set this out for this date. A lot of times what I'll do is if I know they're going to stay in the same stage is I'll add it. Like if they call me and I know that they're going to stay in the same stage, I'll add a new activity that says, hey, I talked to this person, blah, blah, blah. And then I will set the automated activity out another week. So I'll keep pushing the automated one out and then just create a new activity that is customized. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So email activities are to remind you to send an email. It is not automatically marked as complete when you send the email. So if you send the email but you don't mark the email activity complete, it does not document it, Impact Drive. When the activity appears, use the email template with the same name as the activity subject. Number 7, if you move or leave backward stages, you'll need to manually delete activities from future stages. And we talked about this a little bit. If you go from stage 2 to stage 3 will delete 2 activities from the immediately previous stage. So it'll only delete a couple activities from stage 2. If you move it from stage 1 to stage 3, it won't delete anything. So again, when we move stages, sometimes we just have to check it and clean it up a little bit.